Touch is a really great cue for redirecting your dog, recalling your dog, or even just warming them up before training. Crate. Cueing her into crate means to go into her crate, ideally lay down, and then stay until either the door is shut or she has been released with her release word free. You can see that I am periodically reinforcing her by tossing a treat into her crate. This is to help build duration for that stay, as well as for her to learn that a treat is not a release. She really needs to wait until she hears the cue free. Yes. Free. Good girl. Place. In this training session, we were specifically working on distractions as well as building duration between reinforcement. Here I am using myself as the distraction, as I want the dogs to understand that you are to stay no matter what is happening. You should continue to stay until you hear your release word free. I also practice walking towards her and not releasing her or rewarding her. That can often become a cue for the dog to release if every time we walk towards them, we either release or reward. And I want her to know that she should really be waiting on that word free to be released and not pick up any kind of other pattern that I may be doing. Next, we add in the distraction of the front door. This is a build-up for two main things. One, being able to walk out the door, pick up a package, or anything like that that you may need to do without your dog bolting out the door, and also building up for guests coming inside. Next, we practice with a pretend guest. Here I have my husband acting as our guest. He knocked on the door, cue her to place, and then he's going to enter in while she stays on her place. The pretend guest scenario is a great way to bridge that gap between your regular place training sessions and a real moment with a lot of excitement and a real guest. Sit. Stay. With her stay cue, it is much like her place and crate cue. It means to stay put until released. This is just not in relevance to an object like her crate or her bed. You could ask her to sit or down and then stay. Yes. Free. Good girl. In. Yes, girl. Free. Side. In and side are cues to get into the heel position. In would be on your left side, and the cue side is to get onto your right side. Yes, good girl. You will hear that I use the release cue because once in position of either in or side, she is required to stay in that position until released or cued into another behavior such as heel. Heel is a pretty strict behavior. We're asking her to walk at our side and stay there until released, as well as stop when we stop, turn when we turn. Because of this, we want to keep heeling short in the beginning and slowly build up that time that she can heel. When going for longer periods of time in the heel position, she will need to be reinforced intermittently for staying in that heel position. Sit. Yes, good girl. Free. In contrast, loose leash walking is a little less strict. Here she is mostly walking at my side, but if she were to stray slightly farther ahead, as long as there was still a dip in the leash, that would be allowed. What I am doing to encourage her to kind of stay with me a little bit more and to discourage any kind of pulling is rewarding her for good choices she makes. Offering me eye contact, staying close, keeping that leash loose. If she stops and I don't want her to stop at that thing, I'm going to use the cue, let's go, and keep moving. I also want to make sure I am allowing her time to sniff. So if you are not kind of naturally allowing her to sniff throughout the walk, make sure you provide opportunities using the cue go sniff. Okay, Bebe, let's go. Let's go. Yes, good girl. Ready? Yes. Yes. The look at that game is to help her build better associations with noises and people and things out on walks or just out and about in general. Here we have the neighbor across the street coming out of their house, getting into their car. She gets a little nervous about that. So every time she looks at that, I am marking yes. She turns back and she gets a reward. So we're pairing that thing that makes her a little anxious and nervous with something really good and high value, like in this case, string cheese. Yes. 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 With lower value items like a toy, I can say drop it. She lets go of the item, yes, and then her reward is tossed. With a higher value item like this bully stick, she still needs to see the treats thrown first, yes, and then she drops the item. Bebe, come. Yes, good girl, good girl, good girl. And then as soon as she looks, you'll mark yes and praise, 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 and then reward with the treat when she gets to you.
Nice job.
If she doesn't respond to the cue right away, I pause for just a second and then go to my backup noise to get her to follow through.
Yes, good girl. Nice job.
And that's a wrap on Bear Bear's training.